Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, September 25, 2023, about 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a Time for Change call Wednesday night around 9 p.m. Eastern. Eventually, we all come across something, and that is the ego, and we recognize it. And it is the most tenacious master at resisting love. And it feels devotion is only for the weak and the needy. The ego simply doesn't trust love because if it felt what love really was, it would die. It would have to give up all its strategies for protecting itself from love and learn the path of surrender. The ego only knows control and separation, me versus you, and avoids falling into the ultimate state of love at all costs because it knows it has no control in that space. The more we can surrender to trusting love, the more we will find that love pours into every wounded crack and crevice hidden in our being. Think about that. Why do you believe or think on this planet, in this now, there are so many discrepancies, if you will, in relationships? It's beyond epidemic. The more we can surrender to trusting love, the more we will find that love pours into every wounded crack and crevice hidden in our being. It is only through giving up our attachment to our ego that we can find what real love is all about. We must choose to lose our small self to discover our big self, which is constantly growing and evolving in love, always being reborn fresh and new. At the highest level of awareness, all devotion is devotion to the self. The self is omnipresent, alive and conscious within all beings. When you know this, see this, and honor this truth, you simply give up all limited approaches to love and upgrade it for this higher version of reality. From this space, we can be totally devoted to a partner, friend, child, family, or any person for that matter. We then can lose ourselves completely in that experience because we know that ultimately it is a form of devotion to who we truly are. There is no separation from ourselves and our beloved. Our beloved is our perfect mirror, reflecting back to us all the multidimensional aspects inside ourselves that we cannot see. It is through seeing the one self, realizing its awesome power, that we can stop being afraid of devotion. It is our devotion to this highest state of awareness, seeing the one self in all beings, that actually enables us to be free. We are no longer limited by our expression, bound by our beliefs, or stuck in suppression. In devotion to the one, we gain access to the deepest levels of joy, freedom, and truth. We are no longer fearing love, yet only in gratitude and reverence of it. This sacred relationship allows us to reveal our highest life, purpose, and direction. It is only from this place that real everlasting happiness is found. This state of being knows that life is truly perfect just as it is. And there is absolutely nothing we need to do to make it better in any possible way. Now, that goes against many of the beliefs on this planet. For one to say, my life in this very now moment is truly perfect just as it is. And there is absolutely nothing we need to do, or I need to do, or you need to do to make it better in any possible way. How many of us would frown on that? Probably quite a few. People look at now, you would look at your life, say you're in a total suffering state, right? You've got issues, things going on. And for you to all of a sudden stop, focus on your breath, move into the now, and understand that you can change it all. You can change it all. But what stops you? Well, we know the ego does. We know that. We know the ego mind does. And our lack of confidence, faith, and trust in ourselves and the universe. It stops us dead in our tracks. Now, when you discover your faith, confidence, and trust in yourself, then you'll have the same with the universe, and then you will have no fear. Be lamps unto yourselves. Be refugees or refuges unto yourselves. Look not for a refuge in anyone besides yourselves. Buddha. If you are ready to start creating a life of devotion, there's a few fun and practical steps you can do to help it get rooted in your daily life. The first thing, believe it or not, this really does work, is to make a devotion altar where you add everything on it you are devoted to in your life. It can be as simple as a cardboard box with a nice cloth on top, where you place whatever, beautiful art, inspiring statues, heart-opening gifts, precious stones, wise sayings, or anything you feel is sacred for you. Add everything that you want to open your heart up to and feel a deeper connection with. Sit in front of your altar and meditate on the items on it every morning. Feel your heart opening up to the devotional energy it represents. By trusting in this sacred connection, each time you glance at your altar, the energy will build each day. If you want to burn incense, light a candle to make it official. The next invitation for you is to write down all the beliefs that are creating a healthy and unhealthy level of devotion for you. Start with the list of every unhealthy or limited belief you have about being devoted. This is your let go list. And just know it is the gateway to experience a healthier state of devotion. These beliefs may sound something like, I am afraid of losing myself in my partner. It's not safe to fall in love. I'm not worthy of a deep experience of love. I am unable to let go of the control over my life. Once you have written down all your negative, limiting beliefs, write down all the opposing positive beliefs which counterbalance them. So these would sound something like, I am excited to lose myself and my partner. It's safe to fall and rise in love. I'm worthy of the deepest experiences of love. I am looking forward to letting go of control over my life. Now, once you find each specific positive belief that balances and cancels out the negative beliefs, you can let them both go. Being free from both beliefs allows you to experience a deeper release, a free fall and surrender into your infinite being, where the greatest level of stillness and silence of the mind is found. It is this state of pure stillness that your greatest innocence and most authentic being is discovered. Here you can realize your most natural state of devotion that is free from all resistance, control, and fear. Devotion revealed in this space will only create more joy, ecstasy, and freedom in your life. It is from stepping in this direction that we discover the perfect life, where we see that everything and everyone around us is a deep, eternal love and a gift in the most intimate ways. You are born with a tremendous possibility. You are born with a light within you. Listen to the still, small voice within, and that will guide you. Osho. We have many abilities, many, but we just don't know it, nor do we believe it. So what does that do? It literally negates our abilities. There's no getting around it that you believe something. And you focus on what you believe. It is what it is for you. We do have the power, all of us do, to heal these bodies. Now, then why isn't everybody happy and healthy and young and vibrant? Because the majority of the population, in fact, the major majority, do not believe that. They don't believe it. And the ones that kind of do don't know how. They've never gone within. They don't even know what that means. They think it's some religious thing, and it isn't. 3 times removed from religion. There are people who have healed their bodies, or stage cancer, all kinds of illnesses. They have healed diseases because the vibration of love has been scientifically proven to alter the shape and structure of physical molecules in all things: water, soil, atmosphere, everything that has molecules. Now, see, it's interesting. What does fighting mean to you? Since we have the power to heal our bodies with our minds, many studies have been done where people were healed from life-threatening illnesses by changing their thinking and feeling patterns, doing laughter therapy and learning from their illness and listening to it as a great spiritual teacher. The great journey we are all on through existence, through life, is one that always ends with death. Yet, we do have the power to release and heal our illness instead of letting it destroy our body. This amazing healing power we all share begins with the path of learning how to love every single aspect of ourselves in the most intimate and vulnerable way. How many can do that? Now, we know that water, according to many studies, that water molecules are directly affected by words, sounds, and thoughts they are exposed to. Now, since your physical body is made up of more than 70% water, it is continuously impacted by the vibrations of negative or positive words you send into it. The alternative healing community accepts that the vibration of love will literally create a physical healing in your body. It may take a few hours, a few days, a few weeks or months, or several years for the change to happen, all depending on your willingness to let go of control and resistance to love and allow in all the light-loving, healing feelings you can give to yourself. The more you love you, the healthier you will be, and the more energy you will instantly feel. You will know you are healing, as you will naturally feel more energized, alive, and happier as you continue to bathe yourselves in the healing energies of self-love. Don't allow your belief to be suppressed by the intellect's demand for proof. Don't wait for proof. Believe, and then allow the truth to manifest. Emmanuel. When we look at the human being in all of its amazing dimension and form, we see that the physical body is simply the initial layer of what we truly are. At the core, we are spiritual beings overflowing with consciousness and light energy. We are the infinite energy and the great force that runs through all things. This is surprisingly accurate to what they describe in the Star Wars movies of use the Force and may the Force be with you. When we discover our connection with this awesome force, which behaves much like a spiderweb matrix of conscious energy that connects everything in this universe and beyond, we find our access point and can tap into its eternal healing spring of inner peace, physical rejuvenation, and a truly fulfilling life. The thing that grips us is trust, faith, and confidence in ourselves. That we are a God in this body, that we are omnipotently powerful. And we send this through the heart mind, not the ego mind. Purely through the heart mind. When we look deep enough at the nature of health and the main cause of it, we can see exactly how our bodies are shaped by the mind's beliefs, perceptions, judgments, and interpretations of reality. Our breath is the main conduit of life energy, which enters us, and is how we greet, meet, and merge with this entire universe. When we are living a life full of stress, worry, and fear, we are barely breathing. And that's true for many. They're literally barely breathing. We are clinging to the mind, gripping onto the boy, not trusting life, and not taking the risk to fully participate in the totality of this awesome creation. If we were to consciously practice an awareness of our breath over just a few days, we will start to notice how we are holding our breath when we are doing it and learn to let it go. Do you know you hold your breath? Many of us hold our breath. We don't know it. You aren't doing it on purpose. but we hold our breath. But when you become aware that you're barely breathing, you will begin to consciously practice an awareness of your breath over just a few days. You start to notice how we are holding our breath and when we are doing it, and learn to let it go. Through the simple practice of watching our breath, we become conscious of what's occurring inside. That we cannot allow in this life, deteriorating and energetic, depreciating experiences of stress, anxiety, and tension, fear, worry. Eventually, with enough tension and stress inside, our body reaches an intensity breakdown point and becomes diseased. It stops being at ease, feeling connected to the loving force and matrix of life energy that is constantly moving through everything. If and when we want perfect health, it's vital that we learn how to connect with our breath. This is the first gateway to healing and finding that natural flowing connection with nature and with the 5 elements: air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. Now, let's say that you are already fighting an illness of any kind, mental, emotional, or physical, and are sincere about finding out how to heal yourself from it. You will need to take a long, deep look inside yourself at how much love you have for you. In order to open up this connection to true radical healing, the first step is to find the deepest possible love you can remember having for yourself in this life. Look at any experience you can find where nothing else mattered except for the love you had for you. The sensation of pure devotion and love that you have for you is the essential foundation you'll need to fully heal yourself. The sensation of pure devotion and love that you have for you is the essential foundation you will need to fully heal yourself. When you reach deep enough inside and find the feeling of this pure, sweet, devoted love for yourself, you can direct that love into any part of your body and begin to change the energy of that area. Using your breath, hold the energy from the natural air around you. Feel into these 5 elements that you are connected with. Use this connection to summon a natural healing sensation to enter every cell of your body. Over 2 trillion of them. And this is a miracle. The moment that you realize that there is no way to make a home, then this whole existence is home. Then wherever you are, you're at home. Course in Miracles. This life that we're all living is a physical and also a metaphysical or beyond physical ride we are on. We need to understand how simple it is to manifest the things we desire if we are to truly enjoy our lives completely. It's important to understand that thoughts contain a powerful energy within them. And when accompanied with positive belief and emotion, they have the magical ability to heal. It works very similarly to how we would tune a radio station to our favorite station. When you change your mental and emotional channel to a healing frequency, you feel like you could start dancing on the inside. The highest broadcast that we can listen to is one of lightness, joy, freedom, love, unity, authenticity, and vulnerability. It is not the station that makes you feel fear, control, resistance, defensiveness, being right, or demanding things are a certain way. When you step into the radio tower in your brain and choose only to play the higher thoughts found on these lighter stations, you begin broadcasting healing feelings throughout the body and can start feeling real energy shifting results within a matter of hours. On your inner exploration of healing, take a few minutes to meditate on the intention that you are going to heal your life in a certain amount of time. Feel into exactly what that amount of time is for you. Is it 1 week, 3 months, or 6 months? It must not feel too short or too long. It must not feel too short or too long. Yet just enough time that creates an excitement and a relaxation in the body and mind. When you hold this intention sacred every day, you activate this energetic healing magnetic response within the DNA of your body. These highly intelligent cells start programming themselves to heal on the new time schedule. From this space, you start attracting positive situations, people, foods, supplements, or environments that create an even stronger healing response on your system. When enough healing momentum in the thought patterns are formed, you will manifest a positive energetic shift that takes effect on your physical form. As your body's cells change, you might experience a deep release of unpleasant emotions such as shame, guilt, anger, fear, and even false pride. We are psycho-emotional organisms, meaning that our emotional, mental, and physical bodies are deeply intertwined. When one aspect is transformed, it impacts the others instantly as well. This means to remain in a healed body, we must give up, choose to give up, listening to the stations that contain those harmful emotional experiences. The old habits we must release are criticizing ourselves, blaming ourselves, judging ourselves, feeling guilty, ashamed, withdrawing from our loved ones, hiding our light from the world, punishing ourselves, attacking ourselves, and resisting love. When these harmful behaviors are outweighed by the positive feelings about ourselves, we naturally maintain a whole healed state. It is only when a substantial level of relaxation is experienced around these harmful emotions that we create a space within, and an abundance of positive feelings can suddenly come pouring in. The key ingredient in healing is always, always, always self-love. This is not a hard thing to do. It is simply a matter of looking at what is lovable about you. It's about honoring your true self and stop believing in the negative false self that brought you into a state of dis-ease. The false self is the limited one who struggles with the mind, fights with everything, always has to be right, pushes itself too hard, works too little or too much, and doesn't believe it is always lovable. It simply doesn't feel lovable, worthy of love, or that it has a kind of love others would want to receive. It simply doesn't believe in love at all and is protecting itself from getting hurt again, choosing to remain defended and in control at all costs. When we give up on this false way of being, we ourselves, we give ourselves space to discover our true self, which is directly tuned into our spiritual essence. In this liberated space, we feel connected and know we have access to states of deep, eternal, loving acceptance of who we are. We abide in openness, love, joy, peacefulness, curiosity, compassion, and easily have reverence for ourselves, just the way we are. From this place, it is easy to forgive ourselves, be kind to ourselves, love every aspect of ourselves, and have compassion for the state we were once in. It is from repeating the feeling of having this warm, open-hearted, cozy sensation that we will turn ourselves into a healing magnet and manifest a dis-ease-free body throughout our lives. Eventually, you will come to the understanding that love heals everything, and love is all there is. Gary Zukav. Now, if you have trouble loving you, or finding someone out there who loves you, think about someone or anyone from your past who gave you an experience of being accepted or lovable. Perhaps it was a smile from your grandma, or a neighbor brought your family cookies one day. Any loving event is enough to open the door to find that feeling of love within yourself. And it is this feeling that can begin healing your entire life. When you harness memories that build positive energies in your emotional body, your mind tends to gather a string of similar events in your database. By writing down all the memories you have of receiving or giving love, accepting gifts from others, and trusting yourself and others, you increase your vibration and feel more at ease. This ease cannot energetically stay in a body that is filled with joy and ease. It cannot stay in the body. It must be done, eliminated. It can't. It leaves. All of us we are the supreme being, and yet thinking ourselves to be separate from it. We strive to become united with it. What is stranger than this, Ramana? And isn't it interesting that we attract things in our lives that we don't want? We focus on things that we don't want, and we attract the things that we don't want into our lives. We don't believe that we're omnipotently powerful beings, supreme beings that never die. We're plagued with self-guilt, self-doubt, self-fear, worry, stress, anxiety. Think about this. Feel it. Manifesting is the science of attracting what you want into your life with effortless ease and joy. It is based on the law of attraction, which states that like attracts like. This has been proven throughout the ages, without a debate. The specific frequency of energy that we create on our inner world must be matched by our outer world. If we are feeling positive and happy, we will magnetize circumstances and people that mirror those positive qualities back to us. Through the power of placing our attention on the intention of what we wish to manifest and feel it as if it is already here now. And I don't mean, that doesn't mean faking it. That means actually embracing it. We can effortlessly attract anything we can imagine on our outer world. The reality of this basic manifesting principle may feel, to many, unreal, outrageous, ridiculous for you. Yet it is the law that governs this universe we all live in, and all universes. By summoning feelings of great joy mixed with the sensation that your desire has already come to fruition, you can actually watch your hidden desires spontaneously show up in your world. This has been proven. People have done it over and over again. Oh, that's just, they just got lucky. Oh, no, that wouldn't happen to me. Oh, it was rigged. For example, if you're continuously feeling, thinking, and vibrating like a billionaire, millionaire, 24 hours a day, and never having any other ideas than this, you're bound to attract people who have millions and billions in the bank to you. Or perhaps you will create a situation in which this magnitude of money will physically show up in your life in some form. The million billionaire vibration you send out has to boomerang its way back to you. And large amounts of money must organically find a way to sneak into your life. It's our relationships with this. We fear it. We actually fear it. And we subconsciously sabotage ourselves by lowering our frequencies. We don't believe we deserve it. That's a big one. We really don't believe we deserve it. I'm afraid to heal myself. I don't know what will happen. You can see how many of us focus, when you have a dis-ease, what are you focused on? What consumes you day in and day out? The disease. It consumes you. And in those moments, what are you feeling about it? And how are you feeling about you? We can literally turn, we could do an about face in the opposite direction as the beings that we are in this now moment. And this is all connected with being in the now. Staying in the now, going within, focusing on the God that you are within the body and discovering that God, embracing that God, and becoming that God once again. You could try to say it many different ways, or explain it or describe it. However, what we think about and how we think about it is what this universe yearns to unfold and develop for us. It truly has no other choice. It is the foundational law and core principle of all creation. The vast empty field of energy all around us yearns to fill it with the ideas and desires bubbling up inside of our hearts and minds. It is a natural power we were all born with, and we can never, ever, ever, ever lose. It will be how our body and mind operates in this world until the day we leave the body. We die. The people who are aware of these manifesting laws and align their life with them are the ones who experience outrageous success in their lives in extremely short periods of time. It's like I have said, you could be ill and sick and homeless and change it as soon as you shift your vibrational frequency, knowingly. You know the difference between love and hate, right? You know the difference between worry and bliss, stress, anxiety, and peace. We know the difference between these two frequencies. They're all frequencies. Remember, 1 cubic centimeter of space right in front of you has enough energy to boil all the oceans on this planet. It's massive. We swim in it every day. And we don't recognize it. We don't embrace it through the heart-mind. Isn't that amazing? This is a conditioning that has happened to the civilization, to the gods that we are. The amnesia, the constant reincarnation without anything to go by or compare it to, starting over and over again. Interesting, isn't it? Everything in your boxed world is false. That isn't a negative. It's not doom and gloom. It is that we haven't discovered it great enough yet. Instead of embracing a religion, whatever it may be, which is anybody's prerogative, it's not a negative, but by embracing a religion, you aren't embracing yourself. You haven't found out who and what you are. You look for guidance outside of you. You look up for guidance. You look to be guided, directed. And all along, you are the power. You're the one who can guide you within. You're an omnipotently powerful supreme being that never dies. All of this, every bit of it, is an illusion created by the ego mind that one day we discover is an illusion itself. And it's a positive thing because it pushes us and motivates us to become aware of who and what we are. You begin to understand is that you don't care to live with your ego mind for the rest of your existence, in this body or the next one. You want to master it. And the only way you can master it is by going into now focusing on your breath. The only way you can master self-healing is the same. It's loving yourself deeply and eternally. Every aspect of you. All parts of you. And it's a choice. Why is it so scary for many people to do that when they're totally honest with themselves? Fear. Where does the fear come from? The ego mind. It knows that once you discover who and what you are, its time is limited. The vast majority of us are poking in the dark all the time, trying to find a way. And all along, it's been within us. All the distractions pulling us away from ourselves, telling us that we don't deserve the best of everything, telling us that we are not good, that we are not loving, that we are destructive and hateful and disruptive and disrespectful. These are all ploys, they're all plants to convince us of a lie to be the truth. See, we already have it. We have the power. It's not going anywhere. It's the pure consciousness, the gods that we are in these bodies. Isn't it amazing how we have been manipulated so long that we begin to believe in this illusion? We begin to believe it. How do you really know that everything is an illusion? That you are an illusion? That you're living in the mind? That your body is stationary somewhere? How do you know? You begin to go within, you discover the God that you are, you look at all aspects of yourself and love deeply every one of them, truly, you will have the biggest peace, gratefulness, happiness and joy and bliss that you could ever, ever, ever tap into. Period. By far. By far, by far. It all begins with you. You decide. Nobody else. You. You know the path through the ego mind. You know what it is because we've all been living it for a very long time. We know what it is. But it isn't our natural state of being. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out.